Okay, so here we have it, the beginnings of my studio recording video space. You're being filmed on my DJI Osmo at the minute, so it might be like moving around and tracking me, which may be useful, may not be. You may be getting seasick. I don't know. What I do know is it sounds horrific. It does not sound good in here. That's because it's a blank canvas at the minute. It's literally just been plastered about 4 days ago, and it is going to have its first coat of paint today. But the reason for making these videos is that I actually kind of need your help to create this space and make it usable. It's pretty small. It's 2 meters wide, so I can almost, if I was a bit taller, touch either wall with both hands. And it's about 4 meters long, so it's got a bit of depth but not a huge amount of width. And there's a couple of things in the way, such as there's a big chimney right there. But I'm hoping that this space back here can be a filmable space. I've got a different camera with a much wider lens on it that would work really well in here normally if it had lighting and things that I would normally have in the studio. But being in this space, I thought a bit of natural light, the Osmo would probably do the best job. So back onto the story, I need your help to try and figure out what I'm going to do with this space. I've got a rough idea, but your input, if you've already done this before or if you have any ideas, would be massively appreciated. Behind me, in this space, I'm going to have a sit-stand desk, and the sit-and-stand desk is just going to be super useful for when I spend my whole day in this space working, and I don't have to sit down all day because, you know, I don't want to get too fat. That's it. This is going to be for recording both video and audio, so I'm definitely going to have to figure out the sound in here because it's fairly dead, but it's a bit ringy. It's definitely got a hollow ring. I've tried to help this with above my head here. There's going to be a cloud. It's actually a built-in storage as well, so storage over the top. It's going to be insulated underneath acoustically, and there's obviously going to be acoustic treatment on the walls as well. The worst bit is that we're facing a window right now, so behind the camera there's a door. We're getting a lot of bounce back and it's bouncing back in that alcove, so I'll probably put some kind of sound deadening curtain over that as well, just to stop it ringing out quite so much. And we've got another Velux up here, so there's quite a lot of natural light in here, which is great during the daytime, but obviously not that reliable. And it gets darker if I step back behind and underneath that cloud. So there's going to be some LED lights put in there. There's going to be a light fixture probably around about here, facing backwards. A recommendation for that, it's a pretty small space, so I won't need a huge amount of power. I was thinking about something like a Godox SL60, maybe that's overkill. I've got some soft boxes at the minute, which would probably do the job, but they're a bit large. Maybe something a bit more compact would be really, really useful. The other area that I definitely am going to need help with is what to do with this brick wall. There's a brick wall just to the right, or to the left of me, right view, and that brick wall is either going to be left, which I'm okay with, needs to be cleaned if that's the case, but it could be left, or I could paint it. Obviously red isn't a great colour for video, so I'm not that keen on the red, but also it's kind of rustic, so that's quite cool. I'm thinking probably a light grey for all the walls, white for the ceiling. For the acoustic panels, I'm thinking maybe black. Maybe that's a little bit boring. I don't know. I did see some really nice teals and blues that could work really well. There's obviously going to be bass traps in either corner, plus the lifter, plus the ones on the walls. So there's lots of options. But yeah, what do you think colour-wise? What is your thoughts on what colour we should put this? I think I'm going to go for some kind of grey wood on our laminate. And I think maybe I'm going to stain the desk. It's coming in oak, but I might stain it a more like walnutty colour. I know that's pretty, everyone's got that, but I think that would look quite nice anyway, a bit darker in there. All the electrics are still to be done in here. That's including all the lighting, all the switches, all the sockets, they're all going to be done today. I'm just putting on our first kind of wet coat of paint to try and get sucked up and go into the plaster. Probably 3 or 4 coats of those before I start putting the colour on. For those of you not aware, what we do with new plaster, we essentially do it half and half mix. That means half water, half paint, and we just slosh it on the walls. It's going to suck loads of water out of the paint. It's not going to look very good, it's just going to kind of be a very fine coat over everything. It's sometimes called a mist coat, and that mist coat will just allow the plaster that when we put the paint in later, it won't crack as much. Essentially, it's the goal. I'm going to hope that I can do this with 3 litres of paint. I don't think that's out of the question, but I might be entirely wrong. So we'll just see how it goes. And yeah, it's the boring bit to start with. But like I said, I'm going to bring you along with this, and hopefully you guys are going to help me to create the perfect tiny studio space. That's my goal anyway. And then after that, I don't know, we'll see where we go. Probably some recording stuff, probably more videos, so more talking to a camera just like now, just like I do for work, I guess. And hopefully, definitely, much better audio. So I'll see you guys soon. Let me know any suggestions you might have. Ciao. Bye.